Hello guys, I am Vaishali Kikan. Now we have moved to the next unit, which is the energetics or thermochemistry. So today we are going to start our discussion with the exothermic and the endothermic reactions and the enthalpy changes, and then we will be discussing the questions on these topics. So first of all, we are going to discuss what is an exothermic reaction. Exothermic reaction is the reaction where heat energy is transferred from a system, that is the chemical reaction. Here the system is the chemical reaction, and from the system the heat energy is transferred to the surrounding, right? So the surrounding will get hotter with the exothermic reaction. So it is sending out heat to the surrounding. Coming to the endothermic reaction, here a system, again the system is the chemical reaction. The chemical reaction takes in the heat energy from the surrounding, right? To have the given chemical reaction, we require some heat. The heat is taken from the surrounding. The surrounding gets cooler. Now coming to the enthalpy change. What is the enthalpy change? It is the heat energy exchanged with the surrounding at the constant pressure, and it is represented by delta H, and it is calculated at standard conditions, right? Standard temperature pressure conditions, right? Now for the exothermic reaction, delta H will be negative, that is there is a decrease in the internal energy, right? If I talk about the product will be having the lesser internal energy than the reactants, right? In the endothermic reaction, delta H is positive, that is we have the increase in the internal energy. The products will be having higher energy, internal energy of product is higher than the reactant. So for example, this is the first reaction where methane is reacted with oxygen, CH4 plus 2O2 gives CO2 plus H2O. Here the enthalpy changes in negative, which means we have the exothermic reaction. So whenever we burn methane in the presence of oxygen, we get heat energy into the surrounding. So with the help of this diagram, we can represent it like here, these are the reactants, delta H is negative, and these are the products. So product will be at a lower enthalpy value. So delta H is minus 80 kilojoule per mole, right? Coming to this reaction where nitrogen is reacting with the oxygen to form nitrogen oxide, that this is 2NO, right? So here you can see delta H is positive, plus 181 kilojoule per mole. So this is the reactant. The product are having an upward position than the reactant. So delta H here is 181 kilojoule per mole. Right, so in this manner you can understand the change in enthalpy and the exothermic and the endothermic reaction. Coming to the question, use the following data to determine enthalpy changes of combustion of ethanol given that the specific heat capacity of water is 4.18 joule per gram per degree Celsius. Mass of water is given 150, initial temperature of water is given 19.5, maximum temperature of water will be reached up to 45.7, initial mass of spirit burner is 121.67, and the final mass of spirit burner is 120.62. So the change in mass is the actual mass of the spirit burner product which is consumed. So here what is in the spirit burner? Ethanol. So mass of ethanol consumed will be the difference between these masses. So what is the temperature change? Temperature change of water can be found out from the given data, that is 45.7 minus 19.5, that is 26.2 degrees Celsius. Heat energy supplied to the water can also be found out with the formula Q is equal to mc delta T, where C is the specific heat capacity of the water, m is the mass, and delta T is the temperature change. All of them are given. So 150 is the mass of water which is given, specific heat capacity is given 4.18, and delta T we have found out 26.2, and we will be getting 16400 joule. Right, now heat supplied by burning of ethanol, that we have to find out. So mass of ethanol burned, we can find out the difference between these two masses will be the mass of ethanol burned, that is 1.05 gram. Now how many moles of ethanol are there, which we can calculate? We can find out the molar mass of ethanol, that is 46.08. If I divide the given mass by the molar mass, I will get the number of moles, which is 0.0228, right? So now I know the number of moles, and for 0.0228 moles, how much heat was produced? 16400 joules. So for 1 mole I will be producing 16400 divided by 0.0228. So that is 721,000 joule per mole, and I can also represent it in kilojoule. So that would be the specific heat capacity, that is minus 721 kilojoule per mole. Why minus? Because by burning of ethanol, heat is released in the environment, and I can say delta H is negative in this case. Coming to the next question, consider experiment in which 100 centimeter cube of 1 mole per decimeter potassium hydroxide solution are measured out and poured into a polystyrene cup, and temperature of potassium hydroxide solution was measured. Then 120 centimeter cube of 1 mole per decimeter cube hydrochloric acid and initial temperature are measured. So hydrochloric acid are measured as well as initial temperature is measured. HCl was in excess to make sure all the potassium hydroxide reacted the hydrochloric acid, then poured into polystyrene cup, and mixture is stirred rapidly. Maximum temperature was recorded then. So initial temperature of KOH solution was 19.7. Initial temperature of HCl solution was also 19.7. Maximum temperature reached was 25.9. We have to find out the enthalpy change of neutralization. For finding out the enthalpy change of neutralization, we need to find out the number of moles of water, right? So how much water is formed, that we need to know. So first of all, we will see the temperature change of the mixture. So we can see this is the initial temperature, this is the final temperature. If I subtract them, I will be getting the temperature change of the mixture, that is 6.2 degrees Celsius. Total volume of the reaction mixture, it is given in the question, it is 220 centimeter cube, right? So 100 plus 120, it is 220, right? So now this would be the total volume. Density of mixture, we are considering the density of mixture to be equal to the density of water, because most of the constituent is water only. So it will be having water's density is 1. So I can say 220 centimeter cube will be having 220 gram of mass, right? Or 1 centimeter cube will be having 1 gram mass. Now I need to find out the heat that is released. So heat is mc delta T. Now again I am considering, this is again an assumption that the specific heat capacity of mixture is equal to the specific heat capacity of water, which is 4.18. So C is 4.18, that we have assumed because most of the constituent is water only, and mass is 220, that we had find out. Delta T is 6.2. So 5700 joule of energy would be there, right? So this is a reaction, KOH plus HCl is giving me KCl plus H2O. Now we can find out KOH moles, which will be equal to concentration into volume, right? So concentration is 1, volume is 100 upon 1000, right? So now it would be 0.1 mole. Similarly, we can find out HCl moles, which is 1 into 120 upon 1000, which is 0.12 mole. So you can see we have same moles of KOH and HCl reacted, but here HCl is given in excess. For 0.1 mole of KOH, 0.12 mole of HCl is given. So HCl is in excess. So how many H2O moles are produced? The H2O moles are produced is equal to 0.1 mole. 0.1 mole of KOH reacts with 0.1 mole of HCl to produce 0.1 mole of H2O. And to produce 0.1 mole of H2O, how much energy was released, that we had calculated, that was 5700 joule of energy. Now enthalpy change of neutralization will be equal to the enthalpy change for formation of 1 mole of water. So for 0.1 mole of water, we have 5700 joule of energy. For 1 mole, we have 5700 divided by 0.1, that is 57,000 joule per mole of enthalpy change. So enthalpy change for neutralization is minus 57 kilojoule per mole, and the theoretical value was minus 57.2 kilojoule per mole, and the difference is because we have considered the specific heat capacity of mixture is equal to water, as well as the density of mixture is also considered equal to the water. This is why these two are differing, right? So I hope you understood all of the things. Thank you so much.